Hi, welcome to PDQ Live. I'm Tara.
And I'm Josh.
We have a special guest, too. Well, I mean,
3.
1.5.
you're special.
1.5.
But yeah, okay, 1.5. We have Hunter here. Hi, Hunter.
How's it going?
Good.
And Brock. Hi, Brock. Okay, moving on.
Oh, wow. That was quick.
I'm kidding. But for real, though, I think we have some announcements, right, Kelly?
We do. As a matter of fact, we have a couple of announcements. Next week is SpiceWorld in Austin, Texas. Yeah, the 11th through the 13th, and we are going to be there. As a matter of fact, Andrew, and I do believe Brock, you're going to be there too, aren't you?
I will be, yeah. And this is kind of like my first conference for PDQ, so I'm uninitiated.
Be gentle.
Yeah, so if you see me in person, be gentle.
Yep, we're going to have a booth there. We're going to have prizes. As a matter of fact, I know Drew has been making some very special ones.
Oh, yeah. Customs.
Yeah, custom things. So we'll see you next week at SpiceWorld. Also, the annual State of System Administration Survey is kicking off right now. So this is a survey that gives all sorts of insights into system administrators, their jobs, their likes, their worries, everything. And we would love to get your input. I'm posting the link to the survey in the chat right this very moment. So please, when you have a few minutes, take that, because this is information that is extremely valuable to you and your compadres all over the world as sysadmins. All right? Thank you. That's
I feel like we just did it. Doesn't it feel like we just did it?
Yes.
Holy cow.
Unidirectional nature of the time-space continuum makes it feel that way. Yeah.
Well, and it's a pretty long process because you got to put it out there for the masses to gather all their thoughts, collect all the data, write about all the data, like get all the interesting tidbits out of it. And then like the report actually comes out hopefully I'm right here. I want to say like February.
Sure.
But it's around then. So yeah, I mean, so it's a fairly long process, but yeah.
Brock says February. Write it down.
Tons of great information.
Write that down. Write that down.
Mm-hmm.
There's always like insights coming out of that thing that are just like, for an IT person, for a sysadmin to see that stuff, it's like so much good information about like pay and like what like trends are concerning you, things like that, all sorts of cool stuff.
Okay.
Take my word for it.
we are going to do 3 things today, hopefully.
I feel loved.
You're just good for both ends today, aren't you?
I feel so loved.
All right, we have 3 things. We got to get to them, okay? So we're going to compare some open source tools to upgrade from Windows 10 to Windows 11, but they do other things too. So that's our first segment. Then we're going to show some new functionality inside of Connect, specifically Mac-based functionality. And then Brock got a new house, and we're going to spec out some networking tools.
Getting a new house.
We're gonna crowdsource your network.
Yeah.
I'm excited and a little worried for what people are recommending.
It's so much fun to spend other people's money.
Yeah. It really is, yeah.
Price is no object.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just go for it. I
We
want
love to
my
do that.
office to look like a server room.
Good.
Yeah.
And it will. And it will sound like one too. So
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Your electricity bill? Perfect.
But very first segment, and why Hunter is here, we're going to talk about Ventoy versus Rufus.
Quick tips.
Why does that make me laugh every time he does it?
I don't know.
Okay, so first thing, Hunter, thanks for being here.
Good to be here. I'm okay with it.
Just wait.
Okay. Just wait. Yeah, you might.
You'll change your tune.
So, Hunter, you work for Smart Deploy specifically, yes?
Yep.
You're an engineer for them.
Systems engineer over there. Yep.
Good. So you have used Ventoy kind of a lot, yes?
I have. I'm ashamed to say it's one of my favorite tools.
Well, good. We want to hear about it. So first, you made a little video for us. Should we watch that and then come back and chat about it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
Go ahead and download the tool from their GitHub repository. That's github.com/Ventoy. And you're just going to go ahead to the release page. You can get it on SourceForge if that's where you like to go for your ISOs. But I'm just going to use the Windows zip since that's what I'm on. But they also have a Linux ISO as well if you want to run it on Ubuntu or other distros. And let's extract this. And we're just going to go ahead and run Ventoy to disk. All right. So we can find our USB drive here. And we can see it's exFAT, MBR as our drive format. We can change that around to GPT if we really wanted to for like newer devices only, but MBR ensures compatibility with older machines. And we'll just click install. And again, you're just going to make sure that this USB drive that you are installing Ventoy 2 is ready to be sacrificed and is completely blank. All right. Installed the device. So now we see that we have a blank partition here. This blank partition is where we can put all of our boot media. This boot media includes my server ISOs, and I can just dump them right onto the main drive, and it's ready to be booted off of. Coming over to this machine, though, I've got a USB that I carry around personally that has all of my installation media on it already. I would boot up this machine into boot menu. Choose my temporary startup device. And if you'll notice, I got my USB, it's still labeled as generic. I can just enter on that. Secure boot is disabled on this just for the purpose of testing, but you can enroll a cert on here if you want to keep secure boot on. But then we can see that we have all of my installation media and various ISOs that I use. So we have all my tools for different VMs, different Linux installs. And in this case, though, I want to go ahead and boot up into Windows 11. I just choose boot normal mode. And since it's official boot media, it actually will go ahead and just launch it as if I inserted the disk directly. Creates a RAM disk, essentially, of the ISO that I've selected. And then we'll just give it a second for it to load in that ISO. We'll just go ahead and start the Windows setup per usual. Install Windows 11. And because this device was in use, I can just go ahead and delete these partitions. And we can just go ahead and install to the disk 0. And just like that, you've started an install of Windows 11. So without having to make individual boot media.
Okay, so first of all, thank you. I'm so happy you talked about the dirty screen. It was really bothering me. So yeah, let's go ahead and call that out.
Little microfiber
What's wrong with
cloth
you?
action.
Hey, that laptop came from our lab, so it's not a device that's like actually used.
Yes, throwing IT under the bus. Yeah, I like that too. Good,
It's
good call.
just an old.
Not my lab.
laptop.
Your lab, not my lab.
I know.
Okay, so I have a couple questions, and there's already some questions in the chat. Can you just talk to us about Ventoy multiple ISOs? Yes.
Yeah. Essentially, what it's doing is it's making using a Microsoft shim EFI sub, and then using that to chain a bootloader for Grub. And that Grub is a bootloader that's used in Linux. A lot of distros use it. It will then essentially take all your ISOs and organize them as a boot menu inside of Grub. So you could just choose to make a RAM disk out of any of those ISOs to boot from, as if you had the USB inserted.
And I noticed you had a Smart Deploy ISO on there. Can you tell us why?
Yeah, a bit of a twofold. So one, makes like if I want to image a machine with kind of my base image that I know is just set up the way I like on some of my like personal devices. It's just like generic settings, some bloatware removed. It's great for doing that. But the other component is it has all the required drivers, generic drivers for different devices that aren't inside of the Windows default base ISO. So Intel rapid storage technology drivers and things like that laptops will sometimes require isn't inside of the base Windows ISO.
So that would just be like doing onesie twosie versus you could do like 100 from the console.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So I could image it with the flash drive as if doing like the offline USB creation option, and then creating an ISO is how that one was made. And then so I have it's a 16 gig ISO at the end of the day because I do have some stuff in there, but it allows me to load Windows using Smart Deploy completely offline.
Oh, okay. Because I noticed that right away. I was like, hey, what's that thing doing there?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I'm a fan.
Okay, so that's a big difference. Multiple ones on Ventoy versus Rufus, just the one, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So I found this nice little table for us to kind of talk about the differences because I know people are going to ask. So let's just get into the differences, shall we? We just talked about the differences. One of them is the single versus multi ISOs. Okay. I found a lot of people were concerned about security. So let's just talk about that. Microsoft kind of came out already and said people that bypass the Windows 11 compatibility check and decide to use tools like these, we're not going to give you updates. What do you guys think about that? What do you have to say about that? Yes, no, maybe?
I think so. My perspective on this is that for a personal device, for your grandma's computer, for things like that, where you're in direct control of it and there's not a lot of risk, go for it. Right? I don't think it's wise as a system administrator, partially responsible for company risk, to be bypassing that, because you're trading one risk for another, but at least the one risk, right? If you stay on Windows 10, what that risk is. You don't get security updates. You're trading that for a future possible risk of something you cannot control.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Alex already said, liars, updates come through just fine.
For now.
And actually, so I read a bunch of articles because I'm a stalker. They do come through fine right now, but a lot of people are saying, but in the future, will they? And Microsoft actually put forth their own article saying you can hack the registry, and they're actually already calling that out for now, but what's going to happen in the future? I think that's what you're saying.
That's the thing, right? Microsoft is incentivized, like they've shown their business plan is to get people onto a rolling release, right? And they've showed it with like shortened end of life cycles. They've shown that we're going to move people through this. Like they're incentivized to do that. So every time that we try and do something to go against that, right? You're risking not only like the business risk, but like future updates. And then can you even support it in the future, right? Or what if you get yourself into a situation where you then cannot upgrade and you're forced to do like a full wipe and reload? Like these are things that could happen because you do this.
See, I see this as like it's fine for a temporary solution, right? Maybe it's like, hey, we've got funding coming next year to buy a bunch of new equipment. Our current equipment doesn't support Windows 11, so let's maybe do this in the meantime, right?
Well, like Jay says, not everyone can afford a new system, and I think that's why these solutions are in place. So, Hunter, what do you say about that?
I think that that's a pretty valid point, especially given that, the Smart Deploy doesn't have those Windows 11 compatibility checks, so you can use it to image unofficial machines. And so, the components that you're missing, though, whether it's a TPM or Secure Boot, stuff like that, those are... I don't know what the best way to say that is. This is if Windows 10, the $30 a year is if that's not worth the security component, if you're don't want to front that, then you're okay with whatever potential risks might come with an unofficial upgrade. I personally have upgraded all my devices that are not Windows 11 compatible to Windows 11. Yeah. But I acknowledge though that as an organization there can be it would be suboptimal to do that. Yeah.
So you're going to trick them. I like this about you. But you're, as an IT director, you're like, maybe not worth it for the business.
Like if it was my home machine, I'm like, I need this to do this, that, and the other. Fine. That's my machine. I'm willing to take that risk for me. I'm not willing to take that risk on the behalf of the company I work for.
Okay, I get it.
Right. And I think that's my job as the IT leader is to educate the business on that risk. And that's a business decision, because that may be budget related. This is business decision, not a tech decision.
Yeah, totally get that. Okay. We didn't test the Yumi. I don't even know if it's Yumi or Yummy. What do we like
I want it to be Yummy.
I want it to be Yummy too, right? So
Yummy.
Yeah.
Yummy. Okay, we'll say Yummy. But this particular article voted Ventoy being the easiest for all these reasons. They liked it the best. Rufus was, I think, second, even though this chart doesn't really say it. Yummy was outdated and voted the least secure. People liked Ventoy because of, as Hunter stated, it's very flexible, the multiple ISOs, ease of use. So this was fanboy's favorite. It's
validating. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, I think it's a cool tool. I think with all things open source, right, as we're talking about these, validate the source. All of these tools here have had security issues in their past.
Yes, they have.
Some of them are more recent than others, but validate what you are running and know the risks there, right?
Yeah.
Some things you can and cannot validate, and we'll just leave it at that. I'm not going to come out and throw things under the bus, but go do your research on all of these.
Yeah, because something like this could potentially be a high value target for a bad actor to try to get in there.
Some of these are a perfect candidate for nation state threat actor because of the move from Windows 10 to 11 that's a force. That is a prime candidate to try and inject stuff in this stage as people are trying to go around the requirements.
Josh, Jay Arnold says Ventoy is as easy to use as a drunk falling downstairs.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean.
Oh, yeah. It's super easy to use. It's super cool tool.
Go.
What more do you want?
What more do you want?
What more do you want?
Sometimes you fall down the stairs and you get hurt.
That's true. That's true. Okay. Next up. Should we do
we're going to talk about something new. Something maybe even
shiny new things.
You know, I should have wore my Sylvester shoes
You
to
really
just
should have.
land with that one. Alrighty, here we are inside of Connect, and
Here we
we've got a handful of new things here. The new things we're going to talk about are actually here, starting at the packages page.
First, you have to be in the alpha, right? We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
So Drew, I believe, will post that link. If you are not in the alpha, please be in the alpha to have this functionality.
Yeah. Some of these are in the alpha, some of them aren't,
Okay.
some of them, but we're just going to
Double
go
check.
like new things generally, right? First one is from the packages page. These right here, these have been a pet peeve for me for a long time. They didn't exist.
Mhm.
The duplicate and delete right here from this, you had to like go into the package itself.
Mhm.
So that is a fun little quality of life add.
Mhm.
Next up is actually in the packages themselves. Here you'll notice you get a new choice. Is it for Mac
Windows? Is it for Mac?
or is it for Windows?
Ooh.
There's also something new here, specifically on the Windows side that you'll notice. We now have conditions for Windows packages. So I can add a condition here at this level that is for the entirety of the package. And I can do stuff like run it if the OS version is this, if it's logged on user, blah, 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 group membership. These ones are like the easy ones, but because you have the group membership filter, you can get as complex with that logic as you really, really want. Okay. That's at the package level. Now, if we do an install step or maybe like a script step, I can do conditions on individual steps. So this is where you can really start to build the if this then that logic into a deployment. So if it meets this criteria, run the step, otherwise go to the next step. And then you can start to mess with like the error modes. So it stops with an error, it continues, or stop and set a success. So like this is where you can get into the, if it meets this criteria, run this step, stop with success. If it doesn't meet this criteria, run these next 3 steps. And if it errors, stop with error, otherwise continue with success, right? You can start to build all of those out.
And that's kind of the big difference between the package level and the step level is like the package level, if you don't meet the conditions, you're not going to get the package at all. Whereas the step level, hey, you didn't meet this condition, but we'll go to the next step.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So Error Queen, I think the alpha is just for the Mac OS. What Josh is showing right now should be available for all. Yes.
I don't remember the general availability, but they're coming soon.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
they're
real soon.
here.
And People have been waiting for this for a while.
Yeah, these conditions are super powerful.
Yeah.
All right, now for the very alpha specific, let's go to like an install step and notice that we've got .pkg and .dmg file types, right? So either of these will work. We can build one live here if we want to. I think here we've got like a Discord.
Discord.
Supports
just for
that
fun.
larger file size too. 20
Pardon?
gigs.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Yeah.
Okay. So it'll upload your disk image, your .pkg. You can actually see what it's going to run. This is very similar to what we show for Windows, right? Except for because it's a disk image, there's a lot more going on here. We got to mount the thing and do all kinds of stuff, right? But this is really cool. So now you can build a package for Windows and Mac. And then I'd imagine, I'm hoping I'm not speaking out of line, that conditions are going to come over here to Mac OS too. This also means that if we come back here to our Studio Mac in commands, you can also run commands under ZSH or Bash.
That's nice.
Right. So, and then this is live. So you can run these on each of your individual Macs that you might have enrolled as well.
And you can automate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Windows, Mac, doesn't matter. Build a package for both. Throw it at them.
It's nice that functionality is starting to like line up, where it's always been like, oh, I got to manage my Windows this way. I've got to manage my Macs this way. And all of a sudden that intersection is starting to merge.
Yeah, they're becoming one and the same. Now, obviously, there's some nuance involved in this, right? Mac is okay to manage with like direct PKG and DMG, but what you're not going to get is the stuff that you'd get out of an MDM, like simple MDM.
Yeah.
So all of like that declarative device management, all of those, any of the like VPP tokens that you need to install apps from the App Store, not going to be here. But if you are an admin with like a handful of Macs and you want to manage them like a Windows box, all right, have at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Glaze had a question. Is there any plans in the future to potentially restrict deploying certain packages by role? So some role-based access control there. I don't know if there is right now at that granularity, right? Obviously, you can right now. You can restrict people from deploying packages, but not specific packages.
Yeah, let's look at this. Roles. You can create roles that can like manage custom packages, but I think they're asking like for the individual, like you can have this package, but not that one.
Yeah.
I don't know about
I don't know if that's on the roadmap or not, but anyways, if it's something you want, obviously put in a feature request for it, you know?
Yeah. So it's like the packages in this folder are allowable to sysadmins, where packages in this folder are allowable to everyone.
Yeah.
So like this help desk sysadmin.
And there might be some possibility with like multi-tenancy, maybe add a tenant that only has certain packages in it and give them access to that tenant. But then you're only then you only have access to certain endpoints too, though.
Yep. Makes sense. Alrighty. Well, that's all that's new in PDQ Connect. So
let's move to crowdsourcing Brock's house.
yeah.
So, Brock, you're moving.
I am moving.
You'll still be in the area, so people don't worry. Brock's not really going anywhere, but you do need some new equipment, and he was kind enough to allow us to crowdsource this. So as we're looking through this, if you have additional recommendations, feel free to put those in the chat. But we did put out a survey. It was included in the webcast email, and we did get some responses. And so we have kind of aggregated those responses, and we're going to let Brock take a look. And of course, with Brock, we all know price, no object. At all.
You know, I was super worried when this first came up, and like Marcel was like, hey, I submitted my response. And then like the very next person, I think it was Micah, is like, hey, I just bought this $1,200 switch for my home lab. And I'm like, what? Oh my gosh. Like, yeah, I'm just going to end up with, you know, some gateway device that just does everything for like $60 because, you know, I don't have that played money. But
well, should we dive in?
Let's do it.
Brock, you can take a look at what the people are saying you should have in your new
I'm excited.
home. All right, we're going to start with routers, and we have a few different types that came up. Firewall, which I have never heard of, but as you can see, there are various types that you can grab onto.
They're cool. They can be tiny. Like those SEs are like this big.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't played with those either, but
Synology, the R2 2600 AC. The 2600, I like that because just the numbering there reminds me of my Atari 2600. So a little nostalgia throwback.
Yeah, we can't go AC though. You got to go at least AX.
You guys, why didn't we do shed a tear for this? We could be voting.
Yeah. Oh, you know, we should have
Well,
done it.
it's now 1023. So yeah.
Okay.
Alta Labs Route 10. Okay. Let's go down to this one that I think looks like a transformer is going to turn into a robot or a car or something. Turris Omnia.
I've never heard of that
That
one.
thing is scary looking.
It is. It really is. Then we have Brock. I mean, I think Josh's favorite here.
The Ubiquity's got to be.
Ubiquity Unify Dream Machine Pro or the Unified Cloud Gateway Ultra.
I'm pretty sure he makes a commission every time
He does.
somebody recommends Ubiquity.
I do IT at work. I
Not
don't
at
want to
home.
do IT at home.
Is that so? We're gonna call that your prosumer, right? That's your term, prosumer.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
I think it's small, medium's a stretch, but small business or your house.
I don't want to go over your head, Mr. IT director. But Austin, is he still there?
No, Austin.
He
Austin,
left for this part.
He bailed.
What?
Yeah.
The one part I wanted to hear from him.
Once they cut off his mic when he started talking about Minecraft, he got
Yeah.
What would Austin say here?
I think he'd agree with me on the Ubiquity choice here.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I actually saw a Ubiquity switch, 8-port switch, for like $125 on Facebook Marketplace.
Here's the thing. It just is easy. It's
Yeah.
just easy. Like you could. Well, let's just move on.
All right, all right.
We'll get into it.
All right, we'll move on. We're going to move on to switches.
It's so pretty.
Going to move on to the switches. Of course, again, let's start off with the left side, the Ubiquity Unify switches. You have two different types displayed here. Alta Labs came up again. Netgear. I mean, look, they're going to come up in every list. And, of course, Cisco right there in the middle for all of your switches.
Although I think that's a
I
Cisco
didn't
small
like
business.
Yeah,
You don't
I
want
didn't
that
like
one.
myself.
No.
Honestly, I think that is the switch that is on Facebook Marketplace.
Which
that I was looking for.
Yeah, the
that
top left one?
Unify at the top left. Yeah.
Oh, the top one? Okay.
Yeah. And it was a pretty good price. So whoever recommended that one, I might actually end up with that guy. We'll see.
What?
See? Couple of
Okay,
Unifies.
they have Unifies in Home Lab. Jay Arnold does.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
See?
You're gonna go Ubiquity, right? You got to stick with the same brand.
Okay.
Come on.
When you get the let's just
Okay, go ahead. Sorry,
All right,
I'll
all
keep
right.
my mouth
Next,
shut.
I don't know if I need that many ports, though. I mean, some of those there was a couple 48 ports.
Yeah.
which
Look,
was-
you're never going to regret having more ports. I'm just going to say that.
Well, that's true.
Testify.
That is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
So right now I've got 6 drops in my home. I need to add 2 more, so 8 would probably be good.
But then you need an uplink and a redundant uplink, so you get at least 10.
Oh, now
Yeah.
you're just going.
There you go.
Yeah, go for
Yeah.
it. Go big.
Okay.
Okay, access points. Firewall came up again. Alta Labs, the AP6 Pro. Ooh.
Does anyone here have experience with Firewalla?
I've never heard.
No.
I've never heard
Until
of them
I
until.
wonder if anyone in chat or whoever recommended the Firewalla, because I'm
I
interested
started
to
looking into
know.
them. They're kind of cool.
Are they?
Josh Winfrey lives and dies by his.
Really?
So,
Okay. And then finally, the Ubiquiti Unify U7 Pro Max.
The UFO.
Yeah. See, we haven't even started talking about security cams yet. And
So-
like, have we talked about your PoE budget? Like, you just get like port density. How much power do you need?
Yeah, true.
How
Yeah,
much?
Very true.
I mean, really.
All the power.
Yeah, 4K
All
security
the
cameras,
power.
night vision.
Mhm.
See, there's so many cool PoE powered IoT things.
Yeah. Have
Okay.
we even talked about your IoT?
It's not huge right now. I got a couple smart TVs. I try to limit that as much as I possibly can.
Mhm.
I don't want to have to update my fridge or my toaster
Yeah.
or my other things. So
how many Raspberry Pi clusters are you going to run there? Yeah, that's a real question.
That is the question.
yeah,
All right, moving on. Patch panels. You got a couple Ubiquiti and Trip Lights. No big deal there. I think Josh likes Ubiquiti because it's pretty.
It's so pretty.
I cannot. I've never been more shocked that you care about this.
It's so pretty.
I cannot
pretty.
believe.
Well, because like I don't care about the if it's pretty in the closet over here, but I got to look at the thing in my house.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
I am so stunned by this.
I'm curious with everyone in like the labs at home, their personal setups. Like, how many of you are actually running patch panels?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Gosh, dang it! I knew it.
I dumped mine out into a little 24-port patch panel.
Nation states hacked my.
My toaster.
Otherwise, what do you do? Like, you have this bundle of cables that comes out of the wall, and you're just like into the front of something.
That's what I did.
Yeah, into the front of a patch panel or a switch.
Yeah, but you get
Well,
a patch
yeah.
panel for like what, like $30.
Yeah.
A little rack for like it's like $50. It's a good $50 upgrade.
So
Yeah,
far,
but I don't have a Ubiquiti one though. Mine's actually
really, because so far it's looking to me like
Oh.
Ubiquiti, just all down the line if you want to stay with one brand and be uniform with it. But anyway, there are some other things. I asked, what other nice to haves should Brock?
Oh, Kelly, you made
my
a
God.
claymation, Brock. Why?
Because it looks just like him.
Oh,
That's
It's beautiful. Cable management,
Yes,
gotta have that
you
because
gotta have
if you
that.
don't, Tara will lose her
I will
ever-loving
lose
mind.
it.
Noise isolation
See, that's interesting to me.
depends
I
on
mean,
how
I
loud
guess you need
stuff.
it,
Yeah,
but-
it's going to be.
it'll be down in the basement, so
So you're
it'll
fine.
annoy the kids.
Okay.
Single pane of glass management and config backups. We're going to set Josh off with a single pane of glass. He's biting his tongue right now. I can tell.
I hate that term. I hate that term almost. No, I hate the term more than I hate the term migrate to the cloud.
Okay, you need UPS and a home assistant. For running Windows services, Zima OS is pretty neat with some nice features. I thought Zima was in alcoholic beverage
I don't
from
even
back
know.
in the
What
day.
is Zima
I
OS?
don't know.
I actually
that
don't
the-
know. I
the
kind of
Paul
Maybe
Right
maybe
one?
we're being trolled on that one. Mini PC for Docker, different colored cables for different networks.
yeah.
Okay.
Which,
Yeah.
yes, a little overkill, but as it goes hand in hand with cable management.
Pretty sure that Ubiquiti does support VLANs, so.
Okay, there you go.
You're gonna have VLANs at home.
I'm just saying, we don't know where we're going to end up on this roller coaster.
You're giving me the look, but come on, this is your house.
How old are your kids?
17 and one just turned 15.
Yeah, right. So like you need to like prioritize traffic
Mhm.
for when you're playing Rocket League. So yes, you need VLANs.
Yeah.
So you can be like, yeah, I don't care about your
So I do one
Snapchat
for
and
each
Reels.
individual in the house.
Okay.
Wife's VLAN, kids VLAN, other kid VLAN.
Yeah.
You guys have jumped the shark now. Come
No,
on.
no, and then
Don't.
Rocket League is prioritized over all else.
That's how it is at my home.
Well,
Yeah. Josh gets it.
then the final thing that they brought up was consciousness because your network must be self-aware.
I mean,
There you
we're
go.
getting there. That's getting
Self-healing.
close.
We're talking about singularity now.
Gosh.
Okay, you guys have gone crazy. Come on.
Well, I'll just have you copy your Josh bot.
Okay.
I'm not sure
there
on
you
that
go.
one,
Josh
as my
White.
No.
All right, that is wrapping it up for the recommendations for
anyone-
Josh or
any-
for Brock's network.
Anyone else think that beard kind of looks like a mold growth or something there?
True to life.
Now I'm getting burned by all three.
Andrew is brilliant.
What did he say?
What's your SSID name?
Oh.
Yeah, what is it?
We got to crowdsource that.
Yeah,
Ooh.
we'll need to put that in Discord.
Nothing bad can happen if they decide your
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part about doing mine.
Was the SSID?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah, and the password.
What's password?
Shut up.
Shit, that probably is it. Not gonna lie, that's probably some variation of shut up. But sweet. No, I mean, Ubiquity is kind of sounding like it.
You gotta film yourself pulling cable.
Yeah, that's the really sad thing is like I've got drops in family rooms, all the bedrooms, bonus room downstairs. I've got drops everywhere except my office, and I'm like, who the heck designed this thing?
I want the selfie of you like in 8 inches of insulation in the attic, like
pulling that through.
yeah.
I think when Brock came up with this idea, he thought that Josh was going to come pull the cable, and then Josh said, I'm not doing that.
Oh no!
No, I'm getting
He
off.
I
said
will.
he would for $400 an hour.
Yeah.
He'll do it.
That is my rate for pulling cable.
I think Austin's cheaper.
Oh, he is.
Okay,
Are you going to have Austin come pull it?
possibly.
But then you'd have Austin at your house
That's true.
Yeah, but he'll work for Zima. So there you go.
and at Arby's beef and cheddar.
Yeah, that I can swing.
I have paid him in an Arby's beef and cheddar before.
You have?
Yeah. To help me pull cable.
Wow.
He's gonna be like, this feels familiar.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks everybody. This was fun.
Yes, thanks for coming, Hunter.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
All right. For PDQ, I'm Josh.
I'm Tara.
I'm Brock.
Hunter?
Nailed it.
Yes, you are a hunter. Thank you for joining us today. If you have additional questions, always feel free to reach out to our support forums. Please do us some favors, like and subscribe to us on YouTube. Leave us your comments. Join us on Discord. And when you get a minute, I'm putting this in the chat once again. State of System Administration 2026 survey is open and ready for you right now. Get your feedback in there. It's good stuff. Have a great week. We'll see you back here next time.